Welcome to Free Media. I'm Amber Duke.
And I'm Robby Soave. Well, Candace Owens appeared on CNN where the interviewer challenged her contention that Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the murder of Charlie Kirk, was not the real killer and that the FBI was hiding evidence of fabricated messages. Let's watch.
When you say you believe that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by someone close to him, what do you mean?
I think that in the coming weeks there's going to be a lot of financial reports that are coming out, and I first and foremost do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I want to be very clear on that. Whether he was involved, I think the answer is yes. I think that's obvious.
And your basis for saying he didn't act alone is what?
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp and were written like they were speaking in 1822, among other things. Their lack of an ability to answer any basic questions about what took place.
But do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be easily proven.
Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist.
This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding from the indictment.
I actually did not read that they were text messages.
Oh, Candace.
Candace.
I appreciate the energy that this reporter brought to the interview. She didn't jump down Candace's throat every time she said two words. She didn't say, that's misinformation, you can't say that. She let Candace speak, and they said, so what about the evidence of those, very wild claims? And I'm not someone, and you're definitely not someone who disdains every out there claim, because sometimes out there claims are correct. The FBI should not be fully trusted. The FBI entraps people. I and you have been critical of the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot, for instance. It's not some knee-jerk faith I have in law enforcement, but Candace, you got to put up or shut up at some point.
Yes, and I do find that response from people on the right who are buying into Candace's theories of, well, but aren't you
cultish?
Aren't you someone who is critical of law enforcement? Well, yes, but also when there's reason to be, not reflexively and reactionarily so.
Right.
And having dug really deep into the case, actually reading the indictment, reading all of the messages, there's also an independent report from someone who was close friends, allegedly, with Tyler Robinson and his boyfriend, who said, yeah, they actually did talk in this really weird way. And you'd be surprised among the Gen Z left-wing gamer types, the kind of weird language that they use. Watching all of the videos, 100%. I was on the phone with people who work in law enforcement and just kind of walking through all the evidence with them. I feel pretty comfortable that we know what happened.
And they have someone in custody whose forensics are tied to the crime and who has articulated a plausible rationale for it. So Candace is going in search of something that is not necessary.
I'm also curious about how, so we started with, it was Israel.
Right.
Then it was Turning Point and possibly even Trump.
Right.
But then after...
Was Erica involved? Have we gotten to that point?
That I'm not sure. And then after this interview, Candace is now backtracking and saying, well, I don't think Turning Point did it. I just think maybe they're involved in a cover-up, and I never said that they did it. It's okay, you said they did it with not so many words, but it was pretty obvious what your intent was with sowing all of this sort of I'm just asking questions nonsense. And Alex Clark from Turning Point released a long statement condemning Candace and her bizarre conspiracy theories. And so Candace has been saying from the beginning, well, I said that if Erica had a problem with me asking questions, then she could just reach out and tell me to stop, as if she's not busy doing a million other things, and that's not her responsibility.
Right.
And Alex Clark addressed that in her message and was like, I'm telling you to stop,
Please stop.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It is. And she would, if a mainstream reporter or commentator put forth obvious errors to this extent, we would rightly crucify them. If they first said, oh my God, the person they have, the killer, they didn't really do it, a foreign government did it. Well, actually that may not be true. Maybe it was the organization did it. Well, we're just not clear about we're asking questions about it. We're not, if that was, Jake Tapper saying that, we would be writing article after article about what a idiot he is, what a fool. And we have to just say, oh yeah, well, she's doing important work because she's questioning it, but she's questioning it incorrectly over and over again. So why does she get a pass for being, I'm sure she's right 2% of the time or something, but why does that, you know, I'm hard on media people who are right 50% of the time.
Yeah, and I just, the whole theory is based on a gut instinct, basically, for her,
Right.
which is that Charlie, who she hadn't been that close with in recent
Right.
years, was becoming more skeptical of Israel, which doesn't even seem true, actually, because the summit that she was reporting on with Bill Ackman was something that he actually organized to bring influencers together to have a discussion about the topic, which
Yeah.
is confirmed in DMs with those influencers from Charlie. She released a series of text messages, purported text messages with Charlie, where like his avatar, the nose is all stretched out of proportion, and people are accusing her of now fabricating those. They were written about Ben Shapiro.
Right.
She's never presented any direct link between Israel and Charlie's death. It's just, I don't like the person
Right.
that they found, and I think Charlie was more critical of Israel. So it's obvious that Israel killed him. Like, the logical leap that you have to take to get there
Right.
without any supporting evidence, and this is the other thing too. If you think about like defense cases where the defense says, well, my client didn't do it, we think somebody else did, they have to actually present a compelling theory about what the other person
For
did
sure.
or who did it. They can't just say somebody else did it, but we don't know who and they don't know how we did it. We just know it wasn't our client. That's not good enough in a court of law.
For sure. I don't know what what she's doing is she hates Israel, and this is a obsession with her and with a lot of these people. And I say that as someone who's very critical of Israel and who does not agree with knee-jerk military support for everything they do, and would like to disassociate from the Israeli government. So it's not about that at all. But my God, the anti-Israel obsession, and then the just like actual anti-Semitism I'm forced to confront, not fake anti-Semitism, not they said something I don't like about Israel, so it's anti-Semitism, but like an actual tide of anti-Semitism that she is certainly very responsible for at this point. Just, I'm sick of messing around with it and pretending it's not, like, she's crazy. She's nuts, and she shouldn't be taken seriously, and I don't care, you know, whose credibility that blows with people who like independent commentators. I like independent commentators. I find a lot of value in what people outside the mainstream do. We talk about it a lot here. I say when I like what they're doing, and when I disagree with it, it's fine. But I can't point to anything she has contributed to this conversation positively. I just can't. I mean, so
No.
at some point you go, she's a moron, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I told you so, not to you, because you would, but I remember when she first became a really prominent conservative commentator, I was suspicious because you'll
Yes.
remember she was a very prominent left-wing person and
Yes.
had created this online website that was meant to like dox people
Yeah.
who were mean to minorities or something. And then all of a sudden she was red pill black, and
Yeah.
the conservative movement just like swept her in. And I never really felt like there was a sufficient explanation as to why exactly she was able to change political persuasion so rapidly and so aggressively.
Right.
And I think maybe she's just a grifter.
I think so too. All right, we'll have more free media right after this.